Timestamp March 25th, 2026, a little bit after 11 a.m. Heat up some more ghetto coffee. I just realized that I've only got half a cup, and that's just not going to do it. Yeah, the other day I mentioned the Drew Barrymore tea kettle. The big B on the outside. I don't think it's actually. I thought it was like love. I think it's beautiful. I think is the name of her line. Could be a B for Barrymore, but it was something like that. To me, it was kind of, I don't know, a little cheesy, girly in that respect, but some good products. Again, no sponsorship. It's cool. I am simply your friend who is going to not plug products, but try and let you know what's garbage and what isn't out there. Had one of the kids that used to come to the comic shack or shop a while back. We call them shackalites. Apparently I gave wise counsel, which who would have thought, a guy like me. But she said that she watches my videos every now and then because it's like getting a phone call from her big brother. That was kind of sweet. She's off at college, kind of away from home and all that. So she's doing good. She's doing good. A lot of the kids that went to the shop have moved on. It's like watching, several hundred stepchildren go out into the world. It's weird. It's exciting. We've lost a few. A few have had some situations befall them that have made me cry, actually. Because they are like my stepchildren to a degree. I don't like seeing them hurt, For everyone that's gotten hurt, another 19 have gotten married and they're becoming moms and dads, and it's just like, it's cool. It's cool. I miss it, but apparently that road ended. So, what is today? Wednesday. I don't know if Pix is coming over. Our schedules are all over the place. If I hear her coming through the door, I'm going to have to abruptly get off just because she doesn't want to be on camera. So, nothing personal. I know it seems really stalker-like. She's rubbish at texting. So one of the ways that I keep track of her is to check to see if, as one of my friends on the Steam, she's on. And she has been offline for like 16 hours, which there's no way she's offline for 16 hours. You know what I mean? No. So she's probably in stealth mode. But that doesn't help me because I'm still sitting back going, are you okay? And it's not like overly attached to anything. We're in our 50s. We both had some health scares, personally and parentally. So we're both a little paranoid about each other, suddenly dropping dead or something like that. Just because we've seen these things happen recently. So between you and me, I hate it when she goes in stealth mode because I'm like blind. I like being able to sit back and, look at the screen and say, you're playing No Man's Sky, you're fine. You know what I mean? Don't have to call, don't have to text. I see you're playing one of your favorite games right now. Cool, you're good. All right. You know, Roku health check. Woke up with a little bit of a panic attack. Not too drastic or anything like that. Congested. Good morning. We're still doing some Patrick Troughton on the Roku Doctor Who, which is great news for Hex. I think it's his favorite doctor, which, you know, it's cool. He's a tuxedo. He likes the black and white. I get it. But went to bed, and the War Games was starting. Got up, and the War Games, it was wrapping up. Because it's a really long episode. It's a pretty cool one. It's pretty cool. That one, Tomb of the Cybermen rocks. The Mind Robber is really good too. The Mind Robber is really good. I know they played Seeds of Death throughout the day one more time, because in doing some stuff in the living room, I saw the Ice Warriors walking across the screen. It's like, ooh, okay. And yes, my cat was curled up on the couch, sleeping, watching. My cat watches black and white Doctor Who. He'll watch the color stuff too, but especially if it's Troughton, he's on that couch. It's kind of funny and cool. Oh, he's actually hanging out over here at the moment. Both my guys. Am I getting them? There they are. Janus is spoiling. I'm gonna get your tail, man. I'm gonna be lazy about it, but I'm gonna get your tail. And they're attending me in court. If you have a cat that's a chill cat, you understand how this works. Both my cats are kind of chill cats, so they're not necessarily gonna be right up on me. Although they can, but if I'm doing stuff, they're gonna be honestly frequently like 5-10 feet away, watching, hanging out. Hey man, I see you. I see you, man. But yeah, little heart palpy, little tightness. And I'm sure it's just the anxiety of all of this. Doing some, last night we were doing some Harry and David milk chocolate peanut butter. We did some milk chocolate caramel earlier, but today, and I just saw a tiny emerge. I think Alex may be up now too. They may be on like a regular schedule this second. Mark it in your calendars. But I made some the vanilla cream brulee. And I'm feeling susical. Pull up this mug. It's one of the Cyber Monday, I think, Amazon-y things. I got it for like $9, $10. Big old 15 ounce. I think it might be a 20 ounce. Now that I think about it. Love it though. It's got the Lorax on it. Max. You know, the major players. Got some Horton. Gotta have some Horton. I love Horton. Horton and the Lorax are probably my faves. Yeah. It's so good. So, I don't know if my girl's coming over. I did have a couple of pretty good sales last night on eBay, which is great news. Because that is going to help us, like, breathe a little easier, like, literally. Well, yeah, actually for me, literally. You know, true story. So I'll be prepping that in the next day or two to get out by Friday. There's 3 sales, which this is good. This is good. It should get us out of the jam this month. Still working with the young lady. I say young lady, she's a Gen Xer too, at my parents' investment place, trying to get everything working there. Because I got the lawyer saying, you really should pay us for, this past month's services. What are you going to do, sue me? Oh, wait. I shouldn't say that. And I got some other dad bills I got to take care of. So I'm trying to loosen the chains there a little bit so I can have access to that account, not so I can go to the mall, because I can't. I will be arrested. I understand the rules. But, Dad has bills and I'm supposed to be taking care of them, but I'm supposed to be using... I could use my money if I had that kind of money. The whole point was I use his funds for his business, So I'm trying to actually get access to his funds so that I can take care of business. His monthly checks got shrunk a little bit because when Mom died, he was no longer head of household with a dependent and whatnot, so that money goes down. So that kind of, that hurt. And I get it. I understand the why, but it was like, Now there isn't enough every month coming in to handle everything. Because before there was. There might not be a lot left over, but, if, these are hypothetical numbers, if we needed $5,000 to take care of everything, he's getting in $5,300 a month. Okay, cool. But now he's getting in, again with the same hypothetical, $4,000, $4,000 a month, and it's like, we're going to come up short on this. So, trying to tug on those chains a little bit so that I can I pull some money out of here? It was here for their retirement. Mom's dead, Dad's in a home. Not much more retired than that. That's pretty retired, And honestly, I want to pull enough out to where I can take care of, final stuff for Dad. And it's one thing that my mom told me was, be prepared, because... And I think she was thinking he was going to go first. I don't even know. But, the casket, funeral, all that stuff for my mom was, I want to say just south of, $15,000. But at the time, it was in their regular bank account where I could actually cut those checks. Which I think was part of where the one bank employee that was looking at me like I was a gold-digging kid started to realize, oh wait, you're the responsible one trying to take care of stuff. My bad, sorry, Because I was pulling money all over the place because I was taking care of stuff. And I got, not really, interrogated. One of the ladies there, I think I called her Ophelia. Really awesome. She was working with my dad a lot over the last year, and she was seeing the decline, right up, Chuck the Wonder Idiot kind of holding his hand a little bit, doing transactions and whatnot. She could see that my dad was not in a great place. So she, and I talked to her 3 years ago, in 23, when we were helping my mom, because my mom took me to the bank several times to, this is my son, he's going to be helping out, blah, blah, blah. And then everything, changed because we became, ninja locksmiths. That's what we call ourselves. Because we're breaking into the house. My mom is sitting at the dining room table, 10 feet behind me. And somehow we managed to get, into, the garage to one of their secret stashes. And rob them blind and leave again without anybody noticing we were here. Meanwhile, Dad's scampering all over the property, working on stuff. Mom's at the dining room table. So we got through the front door, through the dining room kitchen, into the garage, looted the place, and came back out again. No one noticed. So, yeah, that's why we call ourselves ninja locksmiths. And we relocked the front door without keys. I'm sure a good, like, thief, a good locksmith can probably do that. I do not have these skills. That is Hamlet with a flute country. I do not have the skill. Lying? Yeah, that I actually do have the skill. I'm an actor. But on this particular occasion, I'm not lying. How did I pull that one off? Dun, 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 dun. No, didn't happen. Yeah, and Ophelia could see that, I was kind of coming in behind with the whole idea of, no, I know what they said about me, and now I'm trying to fix everything because they're broken. She could see it, but this other lady was just like, they warned me about you. Yeah, okay. You mean the two people with dementia? Yeah, they warned you about me? Good. Yeah, okay. You should listen to them, clearly. Tell you what, I'm going to let my mom sit in the morgue for the next 6 months while you deliberate. Or you can look at the paperwork, see that there is a power of attorney clause, and let me write the damn check so that I can put my mom in the ground, proper like. If you want, take your time. Have a meeting. Make a call. I'll wait. She'll wait. She's refrigerated. She'll wait. There's some stress that, happened along the way. Annoying. It's weird that she's got to be in stealth mode. Girl, quit doing that. I hate that. I hate it. I hate it. Okay, good. I just switched up paralegals. I didn't. They did. At the law firm that I'm working with. And she had sent me out a nag email this morning going, and I'm like, look, I talked to, sadly, her name doesn't have any kind of fun trick to it. I'm not going to out the paralegals that I worked with before, but, both the paralegals that we worked with before had almost like Monster High character kind of names. Kind of great. That's why the last paralegal we had, we were calling, at least on here, because I don't want to out real people. Unless you're a really good friend, and then I'm outing you. But I was calling her Miss Alistair. Because I swear, both of them had like, and I think the other one I was calling Miss Ghastly. Because they had like Elvira, Monster High names that were just fabulous. It was almost like one of those signs from the universe when we got assigned the paralegal going with this law firm. It was like, we're in the right place. There's no way I'd get assigned a paralegal with a name like that unless, the universe, God was going, trust me, you're in the right, stay here. This is where you want to be. But yeah, this new one, I just got her like a week ago. She doesn't have that going on. I'm sad. She doesn't have like a last name like, Crypt or something like that. Come on. But yeah, she sent me a note saying, you need to pay us. And I'm like, I let Ms. Alistair know that we're waiting. And sadly, this particular financial group is notorious for being very methodical, which is to say bureaucratically slow. So, exactly, that's my head. I woke up with a headache, too. So yeah, I sent her a note. I'm like, that should be going on the next couple of days. As I indicated to Ms. Alistair, I am working with the rep to have working access to my dad's account, but they are processing things with their trademark speed. She responded with, oh, no worries, sorry. Get off my back. I know. They've been sending me like 2 emails a week. It's like, guys, come on. Come on. I explained this to you a month ago. Do you have the check? Did I explain already why you probably don't have the check yet? Did I tell you I'd let you know? You know, if a year goes by, I understand why you're cranky. It's only been like 3 weeks. Chill. Mercury's only been out of retrograde for a few days. Okay, stop it. That's actually true. I think it was like March 20th went out of retrograde, and it's in shadow period now. If you're into that sort of thing. In Mercury retrograde, everything slows down, cars malfunction, technology goes, astrologically speaking, it's a thing. So yeah, but I had a text exchange with Amy yesterday, day before, and she said she was checking on things that they should be about shaken loose to where I can pull some levers and push some buttons. So that's good. That means I can get some things taken care of where I'm getting people phone calls and emails going, it's really annoying. I mean, I'm on my B game, working on getting my A game, and I'm getting there. But I'm at the mercy of other people and their blazing speed. So it's true. I did get one package yesterday. This was something, I've got another one of these on the way. This is something that I've got a few of already. The price on this and the other lot that I got was stupid good. Hopefully they look decent. This should be. There was a toy run. Just gonna set that there for now. Oops. Called Guts. All caps Guts. And they had several different lines. There was green berets. There was like an aquatic. There's like a Japanese Asian, like Ninja Force or something like that. But there was a set, and I got a bunch when they came out. I think I bought them at God, I'm telling myself here, either Circus World. It might have been KB Toys at that point. That was the toy store that you would frequently find in malls. Circus World was kind of 70s, and I think in the 80s, and then Circus World either went out of business or became KB Toys. I'm not sure exactly. So I want to look up just from a historical standpoint. KB, I think it was like KAYBEE, KB Toys. But they had like the exact same line of merchandise. It was like just the name changed and the logo stuff, but it was basically the same store. That's why I'm not sure if it changed names or if it actually went under new one sprang up that was just a carbon copy. I don't know. That'd be something I'd be interested in looking at. But there were like 2-packs and 4-packs of these guys. They're called Laser Fighters, and they are like army men on crack. Oh yeah, they look good. There's 10 different molds. It's a PVC figure. It's like an army man on crack. And they all have their, like, you know, there's one with a flamethrower that's like called Captain Burns, you know. But I love the sculpt, the design on them. I think it's Mattel. Yeah, 1987. But I was picking these up when we were using them as gaming counters back in the day, when we were doing like sci-fi gaming. They are, let's see, like this guy here. They're about, what, 2 inches tall? I had the urge to go, arr, arr, arr. So what is that? A little bit over 2 inches? 2.5 standing? Yeah. And I don't remember what I picked them up for. I think they were like $1.99 for a 2-pack. They frequently came like in a card with a blister with like 2, and they had some like almost gift set kind of things that had the whole set, or like 4 or whatnot. But I was picking these up. They're just really cool little figures. I like them bunches. And that's another thing that, from an army building standpoint, if I find them cheap enough, I'm going to grab these up where I can. Just because one of those like little purple flip tops, whatnot, the little latch boxes that I have, I wouldn't mind having one of those full-ish with these, because these would be a lot of fun to work with, doing diorama stuff and whatnot. Again, there's, I want to say 10 different molds, so got some possibilities. You could even do these based on their size. You could even do them with, especially like the Dollar Tree, the Karn, the Final Faction. They'd be 4 inches, so it would be like a, you know, like large alien invasion kind of thing. You know, Earth Defense Forces kind of thing. This is things I think about. But yeah, I got this 3, and I think I paid under 10. I think it was like $8 total. It was like 3 plus 5 shipping or something like that. Which, if I can get these for $1 or $2 each and they're in good shape, yeah, I'll do that. I think I have a lot of 5 on the way that I paid like $12 for. 10 or 12. So that's cool. Yeah, it's very cool. And I've already got probably 20 or 30 of these things. Yeah, I got 30. Like, doing the math in my head, I probably have about 30. But I wouldn't mind getting, honestly, 100, 150 of them. And I bought that. BL, before Luther. I got a few things that are still coming in because postage, it's slow. That were before we spent $2,000 to save a cat. And that's okay. It's going to be alright. I managed to shake a couple good sales out. It should get us through this month into the next month without anything catching fire drastically. Got my dad's money moving in the right direction. Yeah. We're going to be okay. Is it an incredibly sloppy finish? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But, you know, based on what I'm dealing with here, a sloppy finish, that's par. Not to be confused with par. Totally different par. Different par. Just want to be clear on that. This is the golf par, not the Mr. Anyway. Fight. Win! I hear Ed and Ed in my head every now and then. What are you talking about? I'm actually sane and not AI. I just have a lot of voices in my head. But I don't see a little girl in my mom's office. I don't see 2 teenage or young women in the living room. Different kind of seeing, hearing, you know, it's different. Yeah. Every now and then I feel like I see my mom out of the corner of my eye in here, though. Full disclosure. Maybe I am. I don't know. The animals have suddenly stopped and stared at the place where my mom would normally be sitting at the table on a few occasions, which is kind of interesting. Just because if you're into that sort of thing, there's a place in the dining room where she sat a lot, doing her paperwork, reading, truth be told, falling asleep. If there was going to be a place with like residual energy, it might be there. And I have seen my critters like suddenly like drop everything and just stare at that location. And there's nothing there. I don't know. Questioned a lot of my own philosophy over the past couple of years. I still believe what I believe, but I have questions. So, but I'm gonna get on with my broadcast day. I'm not sure if my girl's coming over, so I don't know what I'm doing yet. Some would argue that I frequently don't know what I'm doing. Maybe they're right. That's one for the historians and the scientists. But I'm going to be continuing to plow ahead on by the my browser like flickered. Like, what? Plow ahead on the near the pool aspect of the lanai. I want to see if I can get that banged out. Because if I get a few of those shelves knocked out, which I've almost got the shelf heading furthest away from the house proper, I've just about got that shelf worked out. I could probably repack some of the totes that I've just repacked onto those shelves. And they are non-leaky. Lids are matched up. And I may be able to create some space there for future totes, which is great because, oh honey, we got them. We're going to be making yachts and yachts of totes of stuff. And the bright side is, like with the glassware, the way I'm condensing it down, using newspaper more efficiently, and frankly more sensibly, I'm turning like 3 totes of glassware into 2 totes of glassware. So I'm creating an empty tote and a whole lot of extra newspaper, which is great because every now and then I come across pockets of like glassware and stuff where the stuff is just shoved into a tote without any wrapping, which that's also the wrong answer. I've got one on the shelf there that I found yesterday that I pulled it out, and it's pretty much an entire like Gibson, which is a pretty standard flatware manufacturer in the U.S. But it's pretty much an entire dinner set. Dinner plate, salad plate, bowl, mug. I mean, it's like a setting for like 4 or 6, and it's just stacked in the tote with nothing. It's like, ooh, okay, that's a great thing to be able to sell to a person at like a garage sale. That's, if you were to buy that in the store, that'd be $50 to $100 depending on where you're getting it. At Ollie's you might be able to get it for 40. Ollie's is a good place to look for that sort of stuff. Limited selection because of what they do, but the prices on them are usually really good. Free plug. I used to work there and get in some garbage, but some of that kind of stuff, a good buy, a really good buy. But yeah, that's something that I would put out at the garage sale, and somebody will probably hand me a $50 bill for that pretty happily. But the way it's stored is not necessarily smart. It's just the truth. Yep. But I'll be able to free that tote up. I might actually put that in a banker box. Just trying to keep the whole set together. It might instantly free up that tote. But I think I can repack that and create some space over there. While I'm going through trying to figure out if Dad hid something important in that pile of poo. Hi, Q. My buddy Q that I worked with at the tree for many, many, many years. Love him to death like a brother. He's my work husband. My wife's kidded about that a bit. That is his phrase for something ugly that must be dealt with. Is he, because he PG'd it, because we're out in public, so to speak. It's a pile of poo. Q, baby, I love you. I got so many piles of poo here. If you can grab like 3 guys and meet me back in this warehouse, because help. No, I got it, but there's so much ugly. But I was showing you yesterday. I got Haviland, I got some interesting China pieces, some nice stuff. But onesies, twosies, fivesies, and disorganized. There is a sort of attempt at organization, but somewhere along the way it all fell apart. And ideally, in a perfect world, I would be able to, and I checked the footage on that, I said that there would be about 70 totes of glassware. I was probably going low on that. It's probably going to be well over 100 totes of glassware by the time we're done. I wish I were kidding. Ideally, it would be great if I could open them all up and mix and match, sort, basically. But it's just not going to be practical. I'm going to have to open up like 10 at a time and try and make sets from that. All the Havilands with the cherry blossom print. All those here. Okay, I've got, when you add up all the totes, I've got 14 pieces. Great, we're going to sell those together, But there's still going to be like onesies and twosies. But some of those things by themselves, they're, a little salad plate. Some of that stuff's like $10, $20, $30 piece. Which is why we're not hiring a company to come in here and just excavate, is because there is treasure in the trash, And we would be handing that to someone. And my mom wanted me to liquidate what I could and to be smart, and I'd be a dummy head to do that. Charles Dietz never walks away from equity, I gotta get what I can get out of it. Sounds very mercenary, I know, but that's my instructions, and it just is common sense at this point. I gotta make the lemonade where I can. I like a good lemonade. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and sign off here. Hug your parents. Hug your kids. Do your 1 brick. If you can manage 2, cool. But at least do your 1 brick. Occasionally you can take a day off, but keep ticking things off your list. Steady as she goes. Make it a great day.